A place where Biden's policy has been a little bit different from Trump's, and to Biden's credit, has been on Saudi Arabia, where he's seemed to take a little bit of a stronger stance, at least when it comes to the war in Yemen, the war against the Houthis, not the war against AQAP, which Biden wants to continue the absolutely disastrous drone war there. This article from Reuters says Saudi women rights activist Hathalu freed from jail, relatives say. And so there's a prominent Saudi women's rights activist, and I'm not gonna butcher her name again. But she's a young woman. She's been extremely brave in all of this, and she's spent the past 3 years in Saudi Arabia in a prison, and she's at least, or her family at least, has said that she's been tortured and including sexually and raped and stuff like that. So absolutely horrific what's happened to this woman. All she's really advocated for is for the women in Saudi Arabia to be treated essentially the way that Americans treat their dogs. She doesn't, it's not like she's even really advocating for equality. She just like wants to be able to drive and like have a little bit less on the male guardianship program and stuff like that. And so I just want to make it clear that she's not advocating for like Saudi women to have like all the like cultural rights and everything of American women. Even now, and maybe she wants that, I'm not saying, but what she's advocating for, the reforms that she's pushing, are the most minor things: to be able to drive and to leave the house without a male guardian. And yet that's what wound her up in prison for 3 years. Now, under the Trump administration, I guess Saudi Arabia felt no need or pressure to release her. Now that Biden has, told the Saudis that they can't wage their war in Yemen with absolute impunity, the Saudis are trying to make their human rights record look a little bit better by releasing her from prison. They decided not to execute three. Now I believe they're young men, but at the time they were arrested. They were minors who were just protesting. They were Shiite minors who were protesting for, more rights for their people. The Shiites in Saudi Arabia are treated like third-class citizens, and so they were scheduled to be executed, but now will only serve 10 years in prison. And so these are, pretty minor reforms. It's not like this woman's torturers are going to be held accountable, or that they're, really loosening up the rules against women in Saudi Arabia. It's not like they're releasing those young men from prison and, giving rights to their Shiite minorities, but they are taking these small minor steps that are major in some people's lives. Like this woman being out of prison, that's huge for her, right? But these are pretty minor steps, and I think the overall goal is to for the Saudis to improve their record so that they could maintain their American support for their war in Yemen. Now,